So, recently I finished reading The Library of Unrequited Love by Sophie Divry. This is going to be a review. So this book is basically a soliloquy from the point of view of a librarian who lives in France. And she finds somebody who's been locked in her library overnight and gets chatting to him. And it's basically her entire verbal spew of everything that's in her head. And I know that sounds boring, but it's really hilarious and I really loved it. Whilst talking to the man who's slept in her library overnight, she starts talking about this guy called Martin, who's a student, and he comes to the library almost every single day. She's kind of fallen for Martin, even though he's younger than her. Here's a little bit about the nape of his neck, which she was talking about. Then I realised it was the back of his neck that had captivated me, right from the start. Because is there anything more fascinating about a person than a beautiful neck seen from behind? The back of the neck is a promise, summing up the whole person through their most intimate feature. Yes, intimate. It's the part of your body you can never see yourself. A few inches of neck with a trace of down, exposed to the sky. The back of the head, the last goodbye. The far side of the mind? Well, the back of Martin's neck is all of that. As you can probably tell, this book is very poetic, and I really loved that. Just a warning, you cannot read this book without having some of these close by. As you can see, I've marked a lot of my favourite quotes in here, and many of them are about reading. Naturally, because this woman is a librarian, she talks a lot about books, and I found it really easy to relate to her. A quote about libraries that I really loved was, "Well, anyway, libraries do attract mad people," which I thought was just really funny and very true. So if you're looking for a short read that's really enjoyable and easy and nice, then this book is a great book to pick up. It's not very action-packed, but the soliloquy style has been perfectly executed and you don't really get bored even though there's not really much of a plot. I found myself learning quite a lot about the Dewey Decimal System whilst I was reading this book, which I found really interesting to see how the books are classified and everything, and I think later on I might make some notes and try and actually learn it. Overall, this book is generally unlike anything I've read before, because I've never really read anything like a soliloquy before. And it's really lovely just as a book lover to read because it's so centralised around books, and I think anybody who loves books should read this book because it's just so lovely. And hats off to the translator, they did a great job in translating it because I know it's really, really hard to translate things. Well, I think I'd give this book 4 stars out of 5 because I really enjoyed it, but I was a little bit meh with the storyline, but the whole style and the experience of reading it really made up for that. So I thought I'd get a cup of tea and do a bit of in other news kind of thing. So, today I received a letter in the post, and you will not believe who it was from. The one and only Carrie Hope Fletcher. Now, if you don't know who Carrie Hope Fletcher is, she's another YouTuber and she is amazing. Go check her out, I'll put a link to the channel below. But yeah, I sent her a letter quite a while ago with a couple of bookmarks and book recommendations in there, and she sent me one back, which was really lovely. News number 2, I am about that far through The 5 People You Meet in Heaven. I'm really liking it so far and I can't wait to finish it and do a review on it. And finally, it is 1 week until my A-level exams and I am freaking out, so please don't kill me if I don't post anything in the next couple of days because I'll probably be revising my butt off. Anyway, have a nice rest of the week.